Dating, part 4. I'm giving you a few reasons why you should think twice before you marry someone. Before you marry someone, again, this is Coach David Halal. Before you marry someone, you should think twice when they embrace an accusation against you before they have heard your side of the matter. Before they have heard your side and they already embrace an accusation, they already find you guilty. You should be careful, because that person is definitely gonna put you in trouble, because you can see where their loyalty is. Because if they love you and they're loyal to you, they want to hear your side of the story before they start jumping and getting upset and screaming or saying, that's it, I'm walking away. Once they say they believe an accusation, it's the wrong person for you. Yes, it is. Think twice if they have not exited previous relationship peaceably. If the last boyfriend they had or the last girlfriend they had was, they left it with, all kind of scar, cussing people, burning people, shooting people, you got to be careful. If they walk away from their last friends or jobs by fighting, they had to call security to kick them out because they were kicking and screaming, you got yourself a troublemaker. It's quite simple. Think twice if their parents have contempt for you or your assignment of your life, the assignment of your life. If they already see you as being, a problem in the family, if they already see, well, I don't like what this person is doing, and, if their parents, their family already don't like you, you might say whatever you want. Might say, well, I don't marry the family. Yes, you do, because you're going to see them at almost every holiday, and other things that might come up, So they become a part. They become your family, really. So you have to be careful. Think twice if their families, the persons that you are dating, that you're thinking about dating, if their family don't like you, or they see your assignment or your job or something you're doing, they don't appreciate it, and they don't see you as being, they don't accept you basically in their family. You should think twice if they refuse to sit consistently under the mentorship of a spiritual leader. If they refuse, to, let's say you're a church person, you go to church and they refuse to go to church. If they refuse to go to church in the middle of the week, multiple times. If they refuse to sit under, if you have to follow. Because let me tell you this. If you're going to marry a man or a woman who does not have a spiritual leader, I don't mean a preacher, but I mean a spiritual leader, somebody who's dealing with, who they following on a spiritual, for spiritual reasons, whether it's to strengthen them or to motivate them or to inspire them, then you got trouble. That means that person is never going to get any better. That's the best they're going to be, because they're not making progress. So you should think twice about that and don't fool yourself. Think twice if their own dreams are not big enough to motivate them. If they don't have any dreams, if what they have doesn't wake them up early in the morning and make them go to sleep late at night, that means they have no dreams. And if they don't have any dream, then they're not gonna appreciate your dreams, If they can sleep all day, watch TV all day, relax all day, then, and it's like back to back, day after day, you're like, well, this person nothing motivates them. Then you need to back off. You have to be careful. Don't project your fantasy upon somebody, seeing them as what they are not. You should see them not less than they are, or more than they are. See them as they are. You should think twice if they don't have a job, if they're not looking for a job, if they refuse to work. If they refuse to find a job, it's a sign of, parasite, that they are parasites, a leash, because it's God created human being, men or women, to work. So if you see that your mate refuse to work, or refuse to deal, or refuse to go to school, or refuse to do something that's important, that means what? That means you got trouble. That means you got trouble. So you need to find somebody who wants to work, somebody who's not lazy, somebody who's moving forward. Think twice if they are uncomfortable in the presence of God, if they are uncomfortable in the presence of greatness, if they are uncomfortable in the presence of awesomeness. You know, anytime they enter somebody's presence who's great, and they start itching, or they don't like God's presence, they don't want to be in the midst of the, you know, of any greatness. Of course, as a Christian, you know, if they don't want to go to church, you know, if they refuse to pray, you need to think twice, because you're going to have a big problem dealing with, you know, pushing somebody to do what they should be doing. You should think twice if they feel inferior to you, if they feel like they are less than you. Now, I'm not talking about feeling that they're entitled to everything. They're entitled to what you have worked hard for, but you don't want them to also feel inferior to you, because no one is inferior to anyone apart from being, you know, we submit ourselves to each other, but no one is inferior, at least in you know, in their nature. You should also think twice if they do not long to understand and pleasure you. If their desire is not to please you, if their desire is not to understand you, if their desire is not to find out how to please you, then you're in trouble, because this person is selfish. You know, or not only selfish, but they might not love you as much as you think they love you. And you got to see them as they are. Think twice if continuous strife exists between them and their parents. If there's always trouble between them and their parents, you need to think twice. That means you're going to be right in the middle of it, and you most likely will be blamed for all of it. So you need to think twice. Now, what's important about that is that a lot of times we project our fantasy upon somebody else, and we see them as who they really are not, and it becomes a big problem. And because of that, you know, most people marry the wrong person. You know, most people marry the wrong person. So it's very important that we think twice when it comes to dating, when it comes to things like that, when they always having strife with their parents. You need to think twice if they treat the favor of others with ingratitude, with ungratefulness. When somebody does something to them, for them, a favor, you know, whatsoever, are they grateful? Do they appreciate it? You know, not the I appreciate it kind of stuff. You know, a lot of people just say I appreciate it. But do they really appreciate it? Think twice if they do not have a hunger to know the voice of God. As a Christian, if they do not want to find the voice of God for the future, then you become stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know, it's very important for you to know that this person is looking for God. Now, if you are a Christian, if you're not a Christian, it might not matter to you. But they still need to find direction. They need to find their purpose in life. You need to think twice if you are not exciting about introducing them to those you love. If those you love, those you appreciate, you know, it doesn't excite them, then that means you got trouble. You got trouble. That means you really don't want them around those you love. That means it might be a crush, it might be an affair, you know, a sexual affair, might be a friend with benefits, but it's not your wife or your husband to be. Think twice if they show little respect for your battles. You know, the things that you are going through in life. Do they show little respect for you? Do they care? But if they don't care, then that means you got yourself someone who doesn't care much about you. So that's very important. You also need to think twice if conversation with them has become burdensome, if it becomes difficult to conversate with them, because the right people in your life will energize you. The right people in your life, the right woman or right man in your life energize you, will excite you. You know, but the wrong people in your life will exhaust you. They make you so tired when you talk to them. You really don't feel like talking to them. Yeah, you know, they might look good, they might be in shape and everything. They might have nice hips, nice breasts, big muscles or whatever, you know. But what does that do? That doesn't really do anything for you, because when you talk to them, you feel down instead of up. So you need to be careful about that. I'm going to stop part 4 right now. Then we'll continue with part 5. See you later. This is David Halal, changing your world, teaching you from A to Z how to live, how to be successful in life. And I fearlessly and passionately pursuing my call and my destiny. Do the same. See you later. Don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. Later.